Good evening, everybody. My name is James Jimmy Hills. I'm the host of Java with Jimmy. We are here this evening for what I call Black Java, no sugar, no cream. And if you know me, you know what that means. I am excited this evening to have a good brother in the room. He is no stranger to the Java Cafe regular. He's been with us at GBH. You all were with us about a week or so ago when he called into the show after, I'm not going to say it, after he got the not to wish to prosecute. I don't remember. He's over there laughing at me. I don't remember the Latin pronunciation, but if you look at the description of tonight's show, you can get that. And so I'm going to ask everybody to do me a favor, hit that share button, hit that like button, and invite others into the Java Cafe. If you are on Instagram, hit the arrow, just invite a few people that you know would be blessed by hearing this brother's story. And earlier today, we spent about an hour and a half playing the mayor's apology. We played the interview with him on GBH or the former partnership anyway. But what's different tonight, this is his first live interview with, to keep it very simple, being like completely free. I know a lot of information, and so I'm going to ask some key questions so you all can learn. A lot of you are familiar with this story. We're going to touch on it tonight, but without further ado, I would like to introduce to some and present to others into the Java Cafe, Mr. Joey Bennett. What's up, sir?
What's going on, man?
How you doing? I'm about to take myself off of camera, and you're going to be on camera, and I'm just going to talk. And it's going to be all about you tonight.
All
All right.
with that.
All
I'll
right.
be selfish tonight.
I'm telling y'all now, this is going to be very interesting because I've seen this young man come home and just commit to being a part of community. And so the first thing I want to ask you, how are you doing, like, overall, the freedom that you have now, everything that you've been through, like, has it really settled in? You don't have to be home at a certain time. You said something to me on the phone the other day about supervision. Tell us how you're doing in general. And then, if you don't mind, share with the audience what you shared with me about supervision.
Oh yeah. I'm feeling good. I'm happy. My life is good. It could be better, but I'm not gonna complain because I'm doing better than a lot of people that came from where I came from and some that I left behind. I'm always humbled and blessed and grateful for that. Um, as far as the thing that I shared with you about supervision, that's since I was 8 years old, I was like involved with the DCF system. So from 8 years old to December 4th, 2024, to not at 50 years old to tell you today, 42 years later, that I don't have zero supervision in my life is a beautiful thing for me because all I know is to be under somebody's supervision, and to now not be under no one's supervision, I feel so rewarded.
You feel so rewarded. We're going to get to just do reward that you were due. We're going to get to that in a minute. And so, what is, people hear that and you go, oh wow, okay, DCF, presumably, if I'm right, DCF, DSS back in the day,
yeah, DSS,
DYS, and then
adult prison.
DOC.
Yes.
What is that? What to be under? See, people hear that and you get an idea, but tell us what that is like to be in it, and then definitely focus really on everything that people don't understand. I don't think people have a good understanding of what that means of no supervision, nothing. For 42 at 50 years old, people can't imagine that, bro.
Yeah, so it affects me. I mean, it affects my relationships, it affects my building process. Like to now just to know I don't have to report to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I knew that more than I didn't. So I can't tell you right now how I was gonna feel because I'm 10 days in. What's today? The 20 what?
Today is the 19th, 15 days in, bro.
15 days in. So I can't really tell you facts like how it really is, but I know for the last 15 days it felt good. You know, it felt damn good.
15 days is the piece that, like, I guess you haven't really had the full time to let it settle in. Have you had, I'm going to be real, have in the 15 days, have you, or even since you've been home, a lot of brothers that I've talked to, when Steven was here, he talked about the fact that it took a while for him to get used to being home. Are there times where something of, I can't think of another word, the lifestyle conditioning of being under that supervision for all those years, at any point, there's something in your mind you go to do, you think and you hesitate? Basically, I'm going to keep it real, like you're still locked up or still under supervision.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been locked up more. I've been locked up more than I've been free. I've only been free 5 years. I've never been free longer than 8 months to 12 months. So, you know, to be free for the last 5 years, but still be conditioned, like, and make no mistakes about it, prison has disciplined me. I have some discipline in other ways that are very, very strict and some that are not, you know what I'm saying? But prison has conditioned and disciplined me. So, you know, and it's sad because it shows in different areas of my life, and you know what I'm saying? And not only prison, but just in the street growing up the way I did also had put me in a way that it conditioned me to feel numb to certain things, detached.
Give me 3 examples of those things.
You know,
or 1.
Nah, I can give you 3.
Okay.
Detachment from family. You know what I'm saying? Because like they say, family, you know, makes you related, but loyalty makes you blood.
Yes, sir.
And some of my closest friends, like, that's family, and they not blood related. And you know, detachment. You know, I flee from everything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't flee from people, but I just flee from my emotions. I'm detached. So
we're going to take a quick break because I want to come back and check in with you, because there you talked about, you know, the reward, and we're going to get deeper into it, but there was some sense of reward or affirmation, vindication, not just for you, but for your uncle. And you were very intentional to be sure. I was watching the video today, and your exact word, I'm going to say verbatim, you said, I went and dug him up, Mr. Swanson, as well. And so we're going to take a quick break, folks, and we're going to hear about the apology, and we will be back with you in just 2 seconds.
For the innovators, the dreamers, the risk takers, independent workers who keep our neighborhoods thriving, Connector Care from the Massachusetts Health Connector has plans for every lifestyle and budget.
Having access to affordable healthcare is for everyone in our community.
Connector Care plans help more people save on healthcare that covers all their needs. Find out if you qualify for Connector Care. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
I'm a very sensitive person, and I feel the pain of my people. They know me, they call on me, and I assure them that I'm not a provider, but I am one who cares. I always say to them, well, it's better to know than not to know, because if you know, you can do something about it. Think about the loved ones around you. Think about the ones that love seeing you come through that door. Take the step and get tested. That's it.
save lives and get screened for colon cancer. For more information, visit boston.gov/cancer.
All right, folks, we're back with Joey Bennett. And in the first segment, we just checked in on how he's doing. And I mentioned the fact that there was an affirmation a year ago on tomorrow. And so we're getting ready to talk about the fact that Mayor Wu apologized to the Bennett family. And so we're going to check in with Joey about that. And so, Joey, tomorrow is the anniversary of one year anniversary of Mayor Wu apologizing to your family. Like, let's go back to your first notification that the mayor was reaching out to and extend an apology. Where were you? Was it a phone call, text? Put us in that day when you found out the mayor was going to apologize.
Oh man. I got a call. I know I got the phone call from Frank Farrell. He called me from Black Male Advancement. Shout out to Frank and everything they doing over there. I don't remember exactly where I was at, but when I got the call from Frank, he had explained to me that the mayor's intentions was to apologize to my family and, acknowledge us at City Hall. I think, matter of fact, it wasn't even to acknowledge us at City Hall. He gave me the option to acknowledge us in some other area or City Hall.
Was it Mission Hill?
Yeah, I think it was Mission Hill. I think it was Mission Hill. I think it could have been Mission Hill. I'm not sure for certain, but I know it was two options, and he gave me the option. So you know me, I'm like, shit. The call went in from City Hall,
sir. Yep.
The call that me, I just keep it frank. The call went in. When Mayor Flynn sat there and said, I ordered all these people to, I told the police to be as aggressive as I said. The same way they made that call, they can make that call in City Hall and say sorry right then and there. That's what made us get to City Hall.
It was a decision to go, and that it was intentional because, as you said, the call came from there. Speaking of that, a lot of attention, Joey, came to this. We all in this room, most of us in this room, lived and saw you all go through that. I think it's more of late because what I've been saying is in this city, police reform was built on you and your uncle and your family's back. That I believe that. I believe Judge Harris would agree with that, and Reverend Brown and a few others, because next to busing, what you went through is one of the permanent stains on this city.
Yeah, I mean, that's why there was a documentary.
Yeah. So let's talk about that.
That was fun.
When did you get that notice? We found out about the apology. I'm going to ask you a real question. This is Java with Jim. Do you think the documentary helped push Mayor Wu to extend the apology, the attention that was coming from it? Folks, Real Boston Media did like Twitter Spaces. Everybody was sitting at home waiting. We were kind of frustrated that we had to wait for it to all come out. Like, do you think?
I would say I don't know if it pushed her or not. You know what I'm saying? I know it made sense to her, and I'm thankful that she, allowed us to stand in that space and hear her apology. The documentary was very unpacking for me, and some of my other family members. I know that for sure because we never sat down as a family and talked about it for 31 years. You know what I'm saying? We never spoke about none of it. And to do that documentary, there was some people that was left out. My brother was left out. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple of cousins that was left out. So there was different perspectives of how it affected them. You got the ones that it affected directly, Willie's kids, my aunts, people like that. So when the documentary dropped and she apologized, I think she was a little girl when this happened, so she didn't have to.
Yeah,
There was other years before, but you know, they didn't see the documentary or have the evidence they had, but there was other mayors before that could apologize, you know, and you
Before the
know,
document,
it was very disappointing, you know, not for people to acknowledge what happened, but at the same time, I got it. Like, if you know, I I told y'all, like, when I came out of prison, I walked out of courthouse. I said I was going to tell the story of the Stewart hoax, and I was going to say yard time, and that's what I did. So I kept my promise. You know what I'm saying? I kept my promise to my uncle, to myself, and you know what I'm saying? Everything else is just the reward of what's going to happen and transpire from that decision and that promise that I kept to my family quietly, you know, and you got the video to see. I came out the courthouse yelling yard time. In my interview, I said, I'm gonna change the narrative on that Stewart story. And shout out to Jason here, because
yes, sir.
he reached out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He reached out, he involved us, you know what I'm saying? And he told the story the way it was supposed to be told, not the way that it was projected before that documentary. You know what I'm saying? And I felt good. There was a lot that was left out of it, you know, for cutting and editing purposes, but I had nothing to do with the edits.
Let's just make
Let's
it clear.
make that clear. Okay.
That was not your
That
decision.
was not nothing. Okay. I provided the storyline and the pictures and things like that. I had nothing to do with the editing. Okay.
Two things in reference to the documentary. Will we ever see anything that you are in charge of? You are the executive producer that you, Joey Bennett, will produce. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back. You took us through when you got the phone call with the mayor. Can you let us know what was the scenario when how did the HBO, what was the very first time, where were
Which
you?
one we talking about? The HBO, we talking about the mayor, because you just said
No, the HBO.
Okay, HBO.
We went to the mayor, but now we're going to HBO.
Okay, we're going to HBO.
When did you get that notification? Or how? Take us back to the room, to the space.
I guess while I was incarcerated, there was people speaking on behalf of my family, and you know, I mean, obviously, I couldn't say nothing. I was incarcerated. I was doing a life sentence.
People speaking on behalf of your family, with or without permission?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, you know, they would say it was with permission, but I mean, they were talking to my aunts and them. So
yep.
I don't know. I was incarcerated. I don't know. I know there was attempts prior to before I got out to do something and make something happen. But as for when it happened for me, I know John Jackson called me, my man. Shout out to John, man, my mentor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he called me and said that the people from the Boston Globe was trying to get in touch with me. Ronnie Bell called me and said the same thing. So when they called me and told me what was going on, you know, I listened to what they had to say, and you know, we went back and forth, man, because I didn't feel comfortable with certain things that was being said and trying to take place of. So, you know, I was like, I waited out. I ain't pressed for it, but at the same time, I wanted to get it out there. And then once it aligned, it was easy work. You know, it was easy work on our side. I mean, it probably was harder work on the Jason's side. You know, it obviously was because, you know, shout out to the Emmy Awards for acknowledging that documentary. You know what I'm saying?
There was an Emmy for that?
Yeah, we won an Emmy Awards for that, a national Emmy Award.
So is that going to translate to something being in your living room?
I'm trying to see if I can make that happen. Now we working towards that. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely trying to make that happen. You know, shit, I'm part of the credits.
I'm going to just jump in for a minute and say that there are times where I talk to this dude on the phone and he tells us stuff. And this is
ginger ale. Go ahead. You can let them see this. Go ahead. Let them see this. Go ahead. This is ginger ale. All right.
This brother, we're going to get into it in a few minutes, but I want to make sure he has the opportunity that, and this is me just presuming that some things maybe you at some points were hesitant to say because of what I'm going to classify as the cloud hanging over your head. And we're going to go into that in a second. But as I showed Reverend Brown's portion of the interview today, you mentioned the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, not Reverend Brown. Tito Jackson at that press conference said that the mayor was apologizing, but also said that some of you in this room, and there was some gray-haired 50, 60-year-old reporters in that room.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe the media in reference to how they handled your family in one word? One word, Joey.
Fucked up.
That's two.
Well,
give us the context. Okay, so give us the context. And most people would get it, but from your perspective right now, why do you say the media was fucked up when they handled y'all?
Just because it was a white woman that got killed, you know, and the white man said it, and we was in the projects. We grew up in the projects, and we was considered poverty, poor in the neighborhood where it was considered to be bad, but you lived in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, I always had that feeling of the media attention, exposure, and it was always negative. So, you know, when it was just fucked up.
Okay. Have you flipped it? Have you flipped it now? I see when I asked you that, you smiled. Why did you smile? Have you flipped it?
I mean, honestly, like, I'll be real. Like, I reached out to a couple of reporters, you know, when I was incarcerated, and I asked them to you know, share my story so I can get the attention and the exposure that it deserved in order to get a new trial. And I even referenced the Stewart case and saying that, you know, this is generational incarceration, you know what I'm saying? And it went ignored, and nobody didn't reply back. No reporters wasn't interested.
What about now?
Oh yeah, they stay going through me. They reach out to me through you. They go through you. You know, you my soft publicist, man. You know what I'm saying? So
we have
man.
a reach out that, you know, happened recently.
Yeah.
And we're gonna not really talk about that too much. Okay, so we talked about the media. Tomorrow's the apology. One question I want to ask, and then we'll get into everything that happened with the DA. Another question, do you believe that the mayor's apology influenced Kevin?
No.
Okay. I asked her that, and she gave, you know, I haven't talked to him or whatever, and you gave a straight no. Okay.
No.
Because may I ask why? And I don't think that's a frivolous question. Why do you think? I have some thoughts in my head as we're talking right now. So much time had passed. There was, and it wasn't just, it wasn't just at what point could a DA have made this right for you?
When the Supreme Judicial Court confirmed my overturn, when they agreed with the judge who gave me a new trial.
What year was that?
That was in 2021.
And so it took, and so 2021.
It probably, 2021. Yeah.
Who was the DA? Kevin wasn't, Kevin didn't go until 22, 23. That was Rachel.
Oh, yeah, that was Rachel Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you just exhale. We're after dark, and you know, that lover, sister, friend. But why was that reaction? Do you know if she was aware of the case? Do you know if it came before her desk?
What was she aware of the case? She was aware of the case when I came home in 2019. She was aware of the case. I made enough noise to let her know I was aware. I was home. She was the DA. You know, no disrespect to her, because I'm very past that now. You know what I'm saying? And I know she's doing.
This
great.
Is about your process. Yeah,
I know exactly. Nah, for real. Like, let's keep it above.
Yep.
So, yeah, she was still the DA, and I want to say this was in 2020, or it might have even been 20. It was 2019, because I was still on the curfew of 8:00 at night or something like that, and it was around the time. It was around October when the lady got killed and passed away, and she wanted to honor the lady in Mission Hill, and a lot of the other people were trying to like saying no, the Bennett's still living this project. We not doing that. No, we not. She wanted to do it in the area of where like my mentor and everybody else run halls and stuff, and she was getting turned away. Like, no. And she wound up doing a panel discussion at Northeastern, quite, her alma mater. And, shout out to that because she was a recipient of the Carol DeMady Stewart Foundation, Yeah.
When she was
Your
in
mouth
school?
was wide open. You didn't know that?
No, when she was as
yeah, there was a scholarship fund in the name of Carol DeMady
I remember
Stewart.
when that,
Right,
yeah.
she was a recipient of that. So it only made sense to take it to Northeastern. You couldn't honor that lady in Mission Hill while we still living there. And I made that clear. And I tried to get on the panel discussion that she was having, but I had an 8 o'clock curfew, and her being the district attorney at the time, I asked if she can waive that so I could be a part of that. And she told me if he come in here, well, she didn't tell me. Let me not say that because I didn't speak to her directly, but I was told through some people that was in the actual venue that night that if I don't make the curfew, she's not going to waive me getting the curfew problem because I had to go home, and it took about an hour for me to go home when I first came home. So yeah,
let it out, sir. Let exhale.
And then she had the panel discussion, and at the time it was like, wow, you still letting this prosecution go on. Like,
so
but I ain't gonna lie, I probably rubbed it the wrong way because the way I went about it, I was still angry, upset, and still dealing with mental health issues, fresh out of jail. They didn't really care, just trying to protect my family and my family name. You know what I'm saying? And the image that they perceive upon us. She was trying to pass it as honoring her in a domestic violence way when that wasn't a domestic violence. That was just straight murder for insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll shout out to the people that declined her, you know what I'm saying, to do that in our neighborhood, because that would have been so disrespectful. And, if I see her today, I say hello. I don't have no animosity towards that lady at all. She was doing her job, but, there was some things that was on the books that she could have looked at and decided not to further prosecute. And that was in 2020, 2021. So, yeah.
You mentioned mental health, and we were going to talk about Yardtime in a couple of seconds, but right here where we
Yardtime.
I was like, wait, what happened? Bro, what that knowledge that people can and should have helped, and it is one of the things that I do want to talk about. That was when you were out.
Oh man, but don't worry about that. Honestly, let me say this because it ain't even like what I wouldn't even consider what Rachel could have did as considering as her could have helped or anything, because she was a district attorney. She had to do her job. What I will say to you is that, and I have no animosity towards anyone right now. There was a lot of people before I got to this process that could have helped that did not help. So
I was going to walk
past them today is like, yo, I forgive you. That's all love. I don't got no animosity. You know what you did. You know what you said. You know what you could have said. You know what you didn't say. You know what I'm saying? And I could have been bitter, and I'm not bitter because I'm having a great time enjoying this. Like my man Smitty would say, who did 44 years. Who gives this back?
There is no getting that back. But I was going to go into the mental health, and you almost answered it. But you almost answered. I was going to say the impact of that. Let's go to the time where you was, who was anybody trying to help you when you were on the end?
As far as I was
trying to get this resolved.
I mean, honestly, like I said, thank you to the people that did come forward. Like, first and foremost, thank you to y'all. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be out here if y'all didn't have the courage, whether it took 10 years, whether it took 5 years, whether it took 20 years to come forward and speak on what happened and took place. So thank you. You know what I'm saying? And it may not show that I appreciate you because I'm still figuring out my life. I'm still figuring out this life. But I promise you, I appreciate you. And once my footing is properly landed, I will acknowledge you in the proper fashion and form that you deserve, because the people that left me, I still acknowledge them because I'm serious about this. I am not bitter whatsoever.
Well, there's the answer to the mental health piece. I'm not going. You're not bitter, and we're going to leave that at that.
I mean, I had people like I used to have a saying like, you know, shit, you cross me in jail, I'm gonna get as much as I can as fast as I can. Before you leave, you're gonna be like, what the hell just happened? And I was in jail, so yeah, you know, at the end of the day, like I had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's where Caesar come in at. I had to figure that thing out. You know what I'm saying? Like I was left, you know, and I had to make sure that I knew what my life was going to shape like if it had to be spent for the rest of my life in a prison. You know what I'm saying? I always had the hope that I was going to come home. I just didn't know when that door was going to open up. You know what I'm saying? But trust and believe, my bid wasn't as hard as most of their bids was, man, because I figured that thing out. That's all I'm going to say.
So talking about figuring it out, I have the opportunity to know that you're a strategist. I need the people to get a little peek at what informs your strategy, Joey.
I'm saying, like, I don't know, man. So there's some chess players out there that are great at it, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna sit here like my man Collins right here, you know, one of my best friends, you know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
you know, he always used to be like, yo, you're Lex Luthor, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he always called me that behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean this in no cocky, arrogant way or nothing, man, but I play chess, man, with humans, man. That's it.
How, but is there a particular book? Is there a particular TV show? Is there a particular movie? What informs?
Jadakiss, man. Jadakiss, the Planet of the Apes movie. That's all
That's what I was waiting for. Let's talk about
the Apes, man.
Planet of the Apes. Why does that?
Caesar home.
So when you said Caesar,
Caesar home.
Because I was going to ask, you referenced to Caesar a few minutes ago, and I was going to ask who was Caesar. I wondered, and so who was Caesar, and
Caesar
why is that significant for you?
Caesar was the gorilla, man, the ape, man, on Planet of the Apes, man. You know, that was a little monkey, man, that was put in a cage, and he had to figure out that way to get himself out of that cage, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, some humans left me behind, man, and I couldn't find inspiration in the human being, man, to get, man, home. When I seen that movie, Chubbs know what it is, man. When I seen that movie, stop it, man. When I tell y'all, man, when I seen that movie, I watched that movie all day. If y'all know, when you have Shirley Max, they run them movies all day, and all you got is your cell. And I was in the cell, but I wasn't sober like most people. So I was smoking weed and I was having me a little whole brew, and I was watching this movie inspired in different ways that it motivated my ass to be sitting in this chair right now. Like, and I could shed a tear on that because, you know, when there's a part in that movie, man, where he comes down the stairs when he's first put in that cage, when he's first put in that unit, you know, when he first gets that visit, man, when he gets that visit from the dude, James Falco, that comes back to get him, you know what I'm saying? And he want to go home, you know what I'm saying? Home, he want to go home, man. And James Falco leave him there, man. He go back to his cell. You know, he drew that picture of that window, man, that he used to look out every day, man. Well, I used to look out the window every day. You know what I'm saying? And he drew that picture. And so when he was going back and James couldn't bring him home, he had to go back to that cell. You know, I had somebody that came to visit me, and they told me they couldn't help me. You know what I'm saying? And when I went back to that cell, that movie was on, and that part resonated with me so much that I stay motivated in ways that you wouldn't even imagine, to make sure that I'm gonna bring myself home, that nobody else don't have to do it. And like I said, the people that did come forward, thank you. But before I got to y'all, I had to pay for a lawyer. I had to pay for a private investigator 2 or 3 times. And none of y'all sent that bread. So you do the math.
Tell us the math. Off the
It
top.
cost a lot of money.
Okay.
It cost a lot of segregation nights.
Now, Joey, you know me, and I'll leave that there because I also, and I've told you that if at any point we need to break. Okay. One of the things thank you, and anybody that knows you knows you're transparent, authentic. You ain't never got to wonder what Joey's thinking, y'all, ever. This not to wish to prosecute. Was that your first experience with that?
No, that wasn't my first experience, man. That's the second time they wished to not prosecute on some highly publicized cases.
So that was that. I almost had a thought, Joey. I'm gonna say that too after the show.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know the story of the Morning Star Church, man.
So let's talk about that.
10-point coalition was based around the Morning Star Church situation, where I had people implicate me and say that I stabbed somebody and I didn't do it, and they, locked me up with amongst like 8 other co-defendants. Rest in peace to Jaws. You know what I'm saying? He was the only one I knew. And I had people saying I did this, I did that, I did this. And they put me in the newspaper, on the news.
Jaws?
Yeah, Jaws.
Cousin Jaws?
Yeah, Jaws. Yeah.
He was part of it?
Yeah, Jaws was my co-defendant. He was the only one I knew. Yeah, so yeah, when I was all over the newspapers,
so they tried to
the priests and pastors and all them wanted me dead, and I should be buried under the jail. And same thing happened that it just happened recently. A lot of them witnesses was lying for their own public personal positions. Whatever they was doing it for their own gain. And when the DA didn't hold up to the promises and rewards and inducements to send me to prison, they had to file a no pros. That lasted for 20 years. There was a statute of limitation. So, yeah, this is the second time that they had the no pros case, but I'm a little wiser now. I told you, man, I'm a little more strategically thinking, man, than I was 20 years ago. So, you ain't going to get away with this one.
But I want to go back a little bit and ask. I'm going to ask a real question. The Morning Star happened, I want to say that was 92.
I was arrested in March of 93.
But the incident in Mission Hill was fall of 89.
Mm-hmm. October 1989.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that once an investigation over or whatever happened and you were in the mix and they found out your last name?
Oh, no, they didn't have to find out my last name. They knew who I was. Like, after that, since 15, they've been targeting me. That was just the one that got more publicized. But I just told you I was in and out of DYS. So they already knew who I was. There's other things that was done that they didn't fucking proceed with, but was doing dirty stuff to me and dirty shit and all that. So I was just, like I said, matter of fact, me and Carlton was co-defendants. He was locked up. And he was we was locked up. We was going to court for an armed robbery case, and I was the only one free. And that case wound up getting me locked back up and going to Nashua Street, and he was in South Bay, and we wound up copping out to a 3 to 5. So my brother Tweet didn't get 15 years. And you know what I'm saying? Because me and Colin's record wasn't as bad as Tweet's record. So when they offered us to go to trial, and it was like, if you go to trial, we're going to smoke Tweet. We're going to smoke Terrence. We're going to... Carlton was like, it was 2-on-1. We had to outweigh him. I said, no, I was already locked up. I promise you, he was already at South Bay. He was almost being finished with a case. He was like, I'm going to trial. But we was all going to trial together. But we're like, me and Tweet talking to him like, yo, and I'm fresh in, so I'm 18. I'm like, cool. Like, but he already got time in. Tweet was in Nashua Street, so I'm just fresh off the street.
Yo, you keep saying his name, and both of y'all gonna laugh every time you say his name. This is all I hear. Meow, 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 meow.
Hey, yo.
Yo,
Hey,
tweet
yo.
that in them lip-
Hey,
yo.
yo.
Can I ask you something to allow? Because I know, but I want you to be able for people to that don't know for you to say it publicly. You in Yardtime's logo, it is, or at some point I've seen a gorilla.
Yeah, so it's a gorilla. People were the very first logo for Yardtime was the gorilla's face. People actually thought that it was Caesar. Y'all actually really thought it was Caesar, right? Because I tell you the story of the Planet of the Apes. But it was actually a replica of one of the faces Tweet used to make when we was younger. So yeah, that's the T on that, man. That's not Caesar, man. That was my dog Tweet, man. So we had to change the logo because it wasn't getting us no grant money.
Yo, when you sent me that, and I looked at the lips, I said, "Oh my God, I'm back in middle school." Yeah.
He used to always twist up his lips like, "Hey, yo." Rest in peace, man.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace to all the guys, man. Tweet, Mick, Ryan Collins, Jamal Jackson, Paul Keem, Paul Werner, everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? All the guys, man. Everybody in Mission Hill that passed away. Poncho. Rest in peace to all y'all, man. It's a lot of y'all. China, man. Blake. Whew.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes, man, that I grew up under, man, and they ain't here no more. I'll be the first to tell you, man, like, yeah, I was sentenced to a life bid, but I would have been sentenced to grave, man, if I would have stayed free, man. You know what I'm saying? Prison was like, that kind of saved my life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of my crew, Mick and all these guys are dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not here no more. And I was the only one that was really sentenced to life in prison, J-Rock, And to be here now, is why I go so hard, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to ask, is do you hold them with you in your in the yard, bro? Are they with you?
Definitely. Like, that's big for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, if they was alive, they could be doing something great too. You know what I'm saying? So why half step and why bullshit around? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know, like, I'm street smart, street savvy, a little intelligent, played dumb, made some dumb decisions, but this brain is always working. This brain don't never stop. When I first came home, I was all on social media. You don't see me posting a lot of ideas no more because they get stolen now. And dudes will replicate that, won't give you the credit for it, but they'll definitely take your idea and run with it. And, salute to everybody that's doing something positive out here that's, coming from the jails. Like, they closing jails down, which means that they releasing people. I would love for them to keep closing jails down and keep releasing all the guys, man. Because there's some brilliant minds I left behind that wall, man. You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time, man. It's just my will and my passion and my desire, man, to make sure I don't fail. That keeps me above water and make me go hard as I do, man. But there's some great-minded dudes behind them walls that are very intelligent, man, and that could, talk to anybody, do anything, man, and they could, be judges and lawyers, man, and they just can't get the opportunity to come home, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was in the car listening to music, and I was telling Chubbs, I was like, like, I ain't really accomplished shit yet,
And let me clarify, because you see my head dip like, yes, you have. You mean you haven't hit your peak, your pinnacle? You got a lot more stuff that you want to do. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because we're about to have a little exchange.
I humbly accept all the acknowledgments and praises. Like, yo, now it's like, I got people that hit me up in my DM. I got people that I see out, man, that salute me, that show me love. Like, there was a time, man, where I would be paranoid at that, and now I'm embracing of that. I had a young man because, you know, I went shopping for the toys for Tots, man, you know, and shout out to everybody that donated to that and helped us with that. And the dude was like, you know, I see you getting mad toys. And I went to explain. He was like, I know who you are. He was like, you know, man, I keep up the good work. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know who you are. You might don't know who I am, but I know who you are. And I hear that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I hear that a lot. And I hear a lot of people say to me, you know, like they low key, you know, feel like I'm low key celebrity. And I don't even feel like that at all. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, I was always the loudmouth, man. You always knew I was in the building anyway. So I always had the spotlight.
We're going to actually do a clip in a couple of seconds about you in the spotlight at your birthday. I cannot have you on here and have you specifically say why. You've said this particular word in place 7-8 times so far tonight. Describe Mission Hill and what it means to you in one word.
Dope.
Dope.
I'm a 90s kid.
You're not. All right. No, you were 80s. We're about to say, wait, well.
So
we about to say
I'm 70s, man. I'm a 70s.
Oh, that's how
I was born in the 70s. I'm 80s, man, baby, man. But I was
raised in the 90s.
Man.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope. What if you could close your eyes and tomorrow Mission Hill could be, what would Mission Hill be by Joey Bennett?
Man, it'd be back to what it used to be, man.
What was that?
Love, man. We're going to keep winning basketball championships because there ain't nobody in the city better than us. I mean, it's just what it is. We breed the most talent. So, you know, I just want to see those days of just kids having fun again, man, being able to, you know, when I grew up, man, we had the Hillarys and the, you know, shout out to Hillary, the governor, man, where they took care of the family, man. They took care of everybody, man. We had the Robinsons, they had the Paul stores, we had the Parker Street Lounge, which was, you know, one of the livest clubs and bars in the city of Boston at the time that I was growing up as a young man. You know, that's how I came across some of the OGs, some of the legends that I know today that are still around. Just that overall camaraderie, man, just that feeling of, you know, just being back out there and just having a great time, man, where, you know, we were still trying to come up, but at the same time, we was enjoying life. And you know, it was peaceful for a little while. And then, you know, Dunn got his fucking truck, but that's a whole nother story.
Did you say Dunn?
Yeah, fat dude.
As in the Dunn from the all right. I had something in my mind to go somewhere else.
Yeah, he's you know, I say what my uncle said when he seen the documentary. My uncle said he ain't recognized a lot of shit in that documentary, but he recognized that
when he saw
motherfucker. He said, man, I like to punch that motherfucker in his face, man. So that you hearing that, man, I relay that message, man. My uncle said, man, fuck you, and he want to punch you in your face, man.
Do you believe, 2 questions on Mission Hill, and then we're going to take a break. Do you believe that what happened at Mission Hill did forever change it? Yes or no? And then I have a follow-up question to that. Like, what was the impact of the lies, the behavior?
I mean, Mission Hill was a good place, but, you know, it had its addictions, the drugs and stuff that, you know, perpetuated that situation. Yeah, it shined a spotlight on it where it was a lot more going on. There was more people that was flocking to our neighborhoods than running away from it. And, you know, at the time, you know, you could just come through. Like I said, Parker Street Lounge is one of the lounges. Once you come through, you know, you can have fun and hang out, but to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? And it just got worse due to the drugs and stuff, man. And not really even the gang violence, because we protected that neighborhood pretty well when I was coming up.
I'm going to tell you something that my mother can attest, and I don't even know if she knows I remember, but, you know, I was in Heath Street. It was either Heath Street or Mission Hill. And I don't know what happened, but our bricks was either going to be Heath Street or Mission Hill, and somehow we wound up in Heath Street. But it is dope to hear you talk about Mission Hill. I remember going to the Winship, so Essie, Lenora, all of them. Like I was familiar with folks.
Lenore.
I have not seen her in years, but I want to take a break, one, to allow you just to take some time to refresh. And we're going to come back in a second. And
man, he got to take a break. He trying to blame it on me.
I'm not
man.
what you call it.
He got to take a break. I'm ready to go.
We keep
going. Go ahead, take a break, man. Go ahead, take a break. Man.
We're going to take a break, folks, and be back with you in just a couple of seconds. And yeah, we'll be back in a couple of seconds.
Microphone check 1 2. Here we go. Java with Jimmy live at the City Winery. Microphone check 1 2. How you doing? I am well. Are you? We just here to have a good time. We're here to have a good time with everybody, hanging out at City Winery. Someone to perform, and they're taking pictures of us. Some will do like this real quick.
You fucked me up with that. Hold on. Where the commercial went off. We're back, y'all. With Joey Bennett. See, it wasn't even a break. I was really taking a commercial break. I could take another one because now it look like who look like they need a break.
Nah, I don't need a break. I just wanted to drink some of my ginger ale.
All right, we're getting ready to talk about I'm trying to keep with notes because I want to really make sure we cover everything. You talked about a little bit who helped and who didn't help. There was the help when you were in and reaching out. And then when you
look, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm only gonna say this one time on one interview, man.
Hold on.
It's crazy, man. Look, to some of the women that came to visit me, I swear to God, thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
So
I'm gonna be real. It ain't even no bullshit. Like, I couldn't do nothing. So it wasn't like I was having sex, but just the actual driving to come visit me, to actually take time out of their day to come sit down, to pull me out of my cell. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them, were in and out, but I try to maintain a straight friendship and be cool to this day. And I really never acknowledged them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's some women, I ain't gonna say all the names or whatever, but it's like the DMX song. There was, and there was, and there was, and there was. And I got pictures to show, so it ain't like I could lie about it. I'm not lying. Like, everybody know that came to visit me. Like, that's what used to keep the COs out my cell. I put them pictures up on my wall, and they used to be like, yo, that's the visiting room. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Joe, yeah, my visiting slip was different than other people's visiting slip. I had 2 and 3 visiting slips. Some dudes only had 1, and I mean 2 and 3 front and back. So, yeah, but on some real shit, like, I respect them all that came through, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because they definitely did not have to be there, and they didn't have to put the time in to come visit, and I can't even take it away from one of them. Salute to you, Sita. You know what it is. Like, I wouldn't be sitting here. That's what it is. There was a lot of loyal women, but that woman held it down, So
we got that.
I just got to be real. I haven't acknowledged that in a while, because I was dealing with my situation, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I respect and appreciate everybody that came through them doors. Y'all know who y'all are. Like I said, some stayed longer than others, and some went harder than others. But the fact that y'all even took the time to write, come visit, pick up a phone call, I'm still here. I'm still the same asshole. You know what it is. Some people still call me an asshole, and I was cocky and arrogant from jail. So I'm still the same asshole, but it's still genuine love amongst the people that was there for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I really got to say on that note.
Can I ask you about the people that you thought would be there for you and weren't, either through personal, either through advocacy? Because I know that you had reached out to people and presented your case and asked and electeds and folks like.
Yeah, I got the letters, and they was certified. So y'all got them at y'all city councils. I can run down the list because there's. I got the CC letters. I got the CC letter to who I sent them to. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I don't got no animosity, you know what I'm saying? And you know, some of them right now is very supportive in my mission.
I was
going to
ask. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some of them are very supportive. Others are not. Others utilize my space for when I first came home to, you know, use me as a spotlight like they're doing to some guys right now, you know. And let me say that right now. Matter of fact, yeah, you might be hot right now and they supporting y'all right now and doing all that, man. But they was doing that to me too, man. And they're gonna drop your ass off like they dropped me off, man. You know, they might not be in the pictures no more, man. You don't see them in the pictures no more. You heard Meek say that, man. If you don't see them in the pictures no more, that means they fell off. So, you know, there you go, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, salute to everybody that's out here, man. I'm telling you, man, this is a cruel, cold world, man, you know, and some of the dudes that are coming home, we're changing the narrative, but don't let them people, man, these politicians out here, man, just use you, man, in your face, man, and make it look like they helping the returning citizens, man. You know what I'm saying? There are some, I ain't going to sit here in front, that do help and that do genuinely want to do it and help people that are in the situation.
Are there a few examples?
As far as what?
Helping with the
I have people that silently, you know, that a politician that silently help Yardtime, you know what I'm saying, that support us in ways that you know, they don't ask for recognition and acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot. But and that's what I'm saying. Yep. But then there's others that be like, yo, let's take this, and yo, can you, and this, can you, and you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, I'm from District 7.
When?
Where's my city councilor at, man? Where's my state rep at, man? I'm from District 7. What the hell, man? Man. I mean, that's Mission Hill, right?
I believe so. District 7,
yeah, man. I ain't seen them people in a while, man. And I'm through there. I'm there every Tuesday night where I hold my group at, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they used to support, man. They used to be around, but, you know, they ain't around no more, man. And I don't understand why, but, I mean, it is what it is, you know. And I told you, Jimmy, and I'll say it again, man. I had somebody that was behind the scenes trying to low-key squash last year's
at
Bennett,
RCC.
At RCC. Oh, you know, Jimmy, you was there.
I was the president told me.
Yeah.
And
behind the scenes, like there ain't nothing good that could come out of having a conversation with them about that, man. The state rep did that, man, behind the scene. Like, you shouldn't do that. And she couldn't explain why, though, which I'm thankful for the president of RCC for still going
Shout out to Jackie Jenkins Scott.
You know what I'm saying? And because, you know, somebody tried to veto that for no reason, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't support me no more and I don't support them. But I'm going to tell y'all like this is a whole new wave now, man. Guys that are convicted felons, guys that are out here now, we can vote. So get y'all shit together. Because a whole bunch of dudes that are coming home, there's guys that are in prison that can vote. And we can, you know, make sure that the votes get put in nicely. You know what I'm saying? So get it together, because I'm dead serious. Like, I know I might be acting like that, but I'm telling y'all, we definitely gonna hold some people accountable out here, because them seats is being filled by people that just want a paycheck, that don't want to do nothing for the people in the community. You know what I'm saying? Because we doing things in the community. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Matt Cusson, Sean Ellis, Steve Pena, Darren Howell, you know, Diamond, all of the dudes that are coming home, man, and you know, doing things, man. Arab and TPP, you know, everybody that's out here doing something, man, that are coming home from these jails. Keep going, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Unfortunately, we can't figure out how to collaborate, and sometimes it was like, you know, we was in the jails, we was hooking up, man, but I don't understand why we can't figure it out here. But anyways, on some real stuff, like, honestly, that's just me being me. I'm still an asshole. I really want y'all to understand, to the politicians, man, like these local politicians. I voted two times last year, and I voted this year.
Was those your first 2 times voting?
Yeah, it was my first 2 times voting, but I was happy the first time I voted. But then, like I said, to be able to vote this year, you know what I'm saying? I was able to vote this year. You know, I like the race with the, you know, the prosecutor versus the felon.
I'm afraid to ask.
I'm a felon. What the hell?
I know, but Were you?
I don't know what I voted for, but I'm a felon. That's what they say on my paperwork. Not on 9711044, not on that docket entry, but on the other docket entries they do. Because on that docket entry, they just said I was exonerated. But you gotta look at the other docket numbers, because then they say I'm a felon. You go figure.
Now, how am I going to recover? I just need to figure out, the felon versus the prosecutor, because I got a
sweatshirt, but I got a sweatshirt that says that. I was going to wear it tonight. Wasn't I, Judge? I said I was going to wear it tonight. I got a sweatshirt. I'll show you it. Yeah, I got a sweatshirt that says, prosecutor versus the felon, bro. What you want me to say, man? I mean, shit, I'm a felon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate Joey Bennett being in there.
Some ginger ale to that one.
Oh my God. Okay. We definitely got to get ready to move on. It's almost time to wrap it up now. No, so I'm messing. But no, I want to talk about Yardtime. I hear what you're saying about the electeds and we could switch seats and it'd be Java with Jimmy and I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yardtime. Give us, for those that don't know, Yardtime, where does it come from?
Say it all the time, man. When I used to be in the yard, man, I couldn't get them visits, man. Let me wipe my hand on this story right here, man.
Because you just went in. You that was that passion there coming out.
So when I used to be locked up, I couldn't get no visits. Like if I was on visits restriction, no mail didn't come through. If I was on phone restriction, you know what I'm saying? Some of the things that used to bring me joy, you know what I'm saying? Being able to get visits, phone calls, and mail. And people weren't writing letters that much. Women weren't sitting down writing that many letters, you know what I'm saying? And so when they used to be like, yard time, I used to be like, word, I'm going outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I used to be in the cell. Everybody else might be in their cell doing something else, but I come out the cell. I have my Ray-Bans on, my sunglasses. Oh, yeah. Everybody know me. Matter of fact, look, and I only wear it because it lasted 20 years. This is my jail chain. Let's keep it a buck, yo. This is my jail chain. I had this chain in jail. And I only wear it out here because it stayed with me in prison. It's been through a lot, man, between COs trying to take it, inmates trying to take it. This shit's right here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. Like, I don't wear it because it is, but it's because this was a history. This lasted 20 years with me. You know what I'm saying? And I done had 2 and 3 chains, so I done left some jewelry home. You know what I'm saying? I done left some jewelry on the street. I done put some jewelry in them jails. And y'all know, like, at the end of the day, I have been through some trouble, been through some stuff. So I made sure to keep this one with me, because it has some sentimental value, even though it's bullshit. But for me, it was just knowing that, like, it got through that whole struggle with me.
Out there in the yard. And to have, for folks that don't know, for you to hold on to that while in 20 years, that's you touched on it, that's significant. Because when you said that, I was like,
oh, no. I mean, come on, Chubbs, man. Talk about it, Colin, man, real quick, man. Look, man, some dudes.
I put you on, see?
Look. And what I mean by no, you don't got to talk about it. But listen, man, honestly, the reason why I said what I said, and the dudes that was locked up know what I mean, man. Some dudes didn't have a jury number at the end of the day. They came in. Exactly. They came in with their jury, but their jury lasted all about 10 minutes in that yard, man. So, like I said, man, this thing been around my neck, man. Matter of fact, it might be in some of your favorite people's jail pictures, because I was renting them out for a book of stamps. You want to take a picture with my chain on? Go look at some of them Shirley Max pictures. Y'all gonna see this chain on some of your favorite gangsters pictures back in the days.
Wait. I thought the camera was on you. Joey. Oh my God. Okay. Yardtime. Let's get back to Yardtime.
Yardtime. So Yardtime started because I was in the yard. I used to be dancing in the yard. I put my headphones in the yard. I used to have fun in the yard. Like I used to watch the TVs, the videos. I used to take the dancing because I used to say,
hold on. Okay. I'm just going to give folks a sample. It's not in the yard. But I'm going to let them know real quick.
Well, anytime you see me dancing, it's in the yard. It might not be which yard. Hey. Don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. Oh, you go back and forth. Hey, back. Y'all know how I do, man. It's yard time, baby. Y'all know how I do. It's always going to be yard time, no matter where I'm at, man.
The joy, bro, that it. I don't know if I and other brothers could handle what you've been through. I know I couldn't. I can't speak for others. I'd be somewhere in the corner. Remember Sybil?
No, I'm saying, look, let me explain it to you. I didn't think I could handle it neither. Shit, you just gotta handle it. Yeah.
Remember Sybil? She was over the corner.
Nah, yeah. I'm saying, like I said, it was one time I'll never forget. I told my mom, I said, Mom, they find me guilty. You might as well just go and get me a box. And she said, What are you talking about? Oh my God, baby, don't think like that. So they found me guilty. And she's like, baby, please. I'm like, nah, Mom, I'm gonna be all right. And you know what I'm saying? When I said that, I literally had to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you not listen to what I'm saying? Like, I was on year 22. So do you know how hard it is after 3 appeals? Like, people don't know that wasn't my first appeal. That was my last appeal. If that appeal was denied, I was going to die in prison because they wasn't going to give me parole. I wasn't the guy that was shaped up for parole. Like, you know what I'm saying? On paper. You know, I got a funny story about that. Like, on paper, I wasn't parole eligible. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't institutional, what they would say, compliant, institutional compliant. You know, I was being chased by the Ips. If y'all know the Ips, y'all know why I was being chased. So, like, at the end of the day, so I was always being told I wasn't going home. And I literally was so arrogant. I took a parole hearing and they asked me why I was here due to my institutional record. And I said, I ain't never talked in front of anybody. I said, I'm just here for the experience. And they was like, said that? I said that. I got it on tape. I got it on video on my parole hearing. I said, I ain't never talked in front of nobody. I'm here for the experience. I want to talk to y'all because y'all the one that could possibly let me go home. Right? And I said to them that my institutional record, I know it verbatim. I practiced the shit enough. You know what I'm saying? So I said to them flat out, I said, my institutional record from 1998, when I walked in on April 23rd from Walpole number, then I got my Walpole number. I said, no, that's the number when me and you was a co-defendant. Mine was 54523. You was one ahead from me. Anyways, yeah, me and him was co-defendants. I just told you that. Yeah.
But I mean,
and Sweets was 52521. 24. You're right. No, I was 24. I just said.
So his was 2-3 because mine was 2-2.
Okay. You might be right. No, I was 2-3 and he was 2-5 because there was a dude in front of him.
Carlton's going to be one of our next guests soon.
All right. But so I'm sorry, y'all, but not to get off track. I got ADD, by the way. Anyway,
shit.
But that's what makes me. I swear to you, I use it to my advantage. I don't use it as a disadvantage, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place. That's why I play the joke. People get all nervous when I just make accusations. When I say what's on my mind, people get all nervous. You know, I use my words. But anyways, from when I was saying, like, I had to stay motivated for 20 years. Like, you don't know how many people broke in them prison cells, man.
Yes, sir.
Like, they still there, man. They not well. They ain't getting out of a mental space, man. If they could have just fought a little harder, man, they'd be on the streets, man. But prison broke a lot of good dudes that I know, man. You know what I'm saying? It broke them in ways that, man, they just can't regroup. And I'm always thankful. Like I said, I was relevant through 3-way calls, one of my daughters, you know, and I was always, when I used to talk to people, you wouldn't know I was locked up for as long as I was locked up because I would be consistently in touch with different people on the street, staying relevant and staying clear. I wasn't staying stuck in 1998 when I came in. And that was always the way that gave me the advantage, because I was able to move as in real time and not in the time that I came to prison. And that's why I stay motivated, where a lot of people are stagnated and going crazy right now and went crazy while I was there, that cannot come back from that. So, you know, that's the one thing that I could say, man, separated me from a lot of other people.
And you've taken that mental, like the fortitude you have in the, I don't know. There'd be no way in the world.
Just imagine spending like 22 years of your life every single day locked in a cell, man, in a prison where it's nothing but you and your thoughts, man.
I can't, bro.
And I appreciate you being honest, because somebody would say, "Oh, I understand." When I appreciate you being honest, because, like I said, nobody knows what it felt like to go in your cell by yourself and have the door closed behind you at 9:30 at night. I don't give a fuck what jail you was in. At 9:30 was the end of your night. You know what I'm saying? And you had to be in a cell either with someone or by yourself. Mostly I was always by myself. So me always having my own thoughts. I want to say to you, I think we got the tablets in like 2014. Right? I think when they gave us those little tablets for us to email and not have to write letters, I think that is what transitioned me into saying I'm gonna get home. You know what I'm saying? Because writing the letters will get sent and motherfuckers won't read the letters, but I could send a long ass email for 25 cents, 11,000 characters, to my daughter, and she could post it on my Facebook page. And that's what started generating the process of me working to come home.
From them giving you emails and
I got my tablet in my car. It's broken now, but I keep my tablet. I still got my jail tablet. That's what I'm saying. I'm really Yardtime. Like, I'm really for the yards. Like, you know. Yeah.
What is the goal for Yardtime? I know the mental health piece.
But the goal is to continue to build Yardtime to be nationally, and some of these other organizations that are out here that are being recognized on the national phase of it. You know, like I said, I just had a dream and an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that I inspired inside that won't tell you, and there's a lot of people that I inspire out here that's following my lead, that's doing their own thing, but they won't tell you neither. And I don't give a shit. Who cares?
Yes, sir.
You know, but at the end of the day, I just want everybody to win, because I just want to win. And I don't want to be in competition with none of y'all, because, you know, competition ain't no fun. And, you know, if I'm going to play dirty and I'm going to win.
You're a hell of a strategist.
Strategically. That's what I should say, not dirty. I'm going to play strategically.
Intentionally.
And intentionally. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, like I said, I just want people to understand Yardtime is based around mental health, family unification, building the community and empowering lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do, man. I take mental health serious. Shout out to my very first clinician. Her name is Patricia Murphy. And I met her in 2016 while I was waiting for my court case to be heard. And I could not talk to none of my boys because I was the big homie. So they ain't gonna be able to understand my problems. So I seeked out a clinician, man, and that was one of the best things I ever done, man, because I was realizing, man, that if I didn't talk to that lady, I probably would have been like them dudes I told y'all I wasn't, because I was on the verge of cracking, because, like I said, that was my my fourth appeal. So if I lost that appeal, I wasn't getting no more. The more appeals you put in, it gets watered down where the courts don't even want to see or hear from you anymore. So, you know,
I'm not going to
shout out my lawyers, Jennifer O'Brien and Lorenzo Perez, because they stuck by me. I don't know how I ain't shout y'all first.
While you're talking about Yardtime, it is. So for folks that are watching right now that are inspired and making comments, there is a donate button. I just put a hyperlink in the comments, and so we want you to stay here and watch. But if you're gonna go donate, you can leave. Go hit the donate button and support the work of Yardtime. They do the work.
Yeah, we got something coming up this Saturday, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was fortunate, more fortunate than others while I was incarcerated, man, and have people that was supportive of me, man, that, looked out for my kids, man, that they can get gifts on Christmas. But there was a lot of times that, I would have to use Angel Tree and other organizations to try to send gifts to my kids, man. So, I always want to support the families of the incarcerated. But this year we focused on that, mainly focused on that, man, because like, I know, man, there's some young dudes that's in the system right now that's leaving these little 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 4-year-old babies out here, man, and their mothers that are struggling, man. So, registration is closed, unfortunately, because we're having an event this Saturday. But, I want y'all to know that we're going to try to support, families of the incarcerated first and foremost. So, salute to that.
You're doing your work on the outside. Do you ever see going back into work?
I tried. What? Oh shit, man, that's a whole nother story, Jimmy.
What was it? Because your record?
No, let me. So they have this thing called a credible messenger, right? Credible messenger is guys that are.
I know what it is. You're one.
So yeah, so I applied for. Like I said, I'm just an asshole sometimes. So I applied for the job, right? And mind you, I had my murder case at the time, dealing with the murder case at the time. So I applied for the job, had the interview. Shout out to True C, you know what I'm saying? Because he was one of the interviewers. So I had to sit in front of 3 people, and when I sat down, they hit me with the parole shit, and I wooed them and let them know what it was and what I was focusing on. And it got me in front of Andy Peck and Carol Michi, because at the first interview, like, I aced it. I don't know why they didn't realize I had an open case. I just went home. I just came home from your jail. But anyways, so I wound up interviewing for that. So it was a hilarious show. I'm just a jerk like that. I remember Carol when she was just a clinician, a caseworker. Now she's the commissioner of the DOC. So me being who I was, I just walked in like, hey, Carol. And this is the commissioner that was supposed to give me a job to help the guys inside. But long story short, I knew I wasn't going to get it. But me being who I am, I just wanted to apply for it to see if I can get it. Now I can get it because I don't work. I'm going to try to see.
You would go back in?
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, why not, man? I could motivate and inspire some of these dudes, man, that don't know what they're doing. Like, I was an in and out baby. I just had one stretch that was long, but I was in and out, in and out, in and out,
I heard you say on the video that, I did see a couple of grants and stuff that you all got. Ari, shout out to her and the team and everybody else.
Shout out to Ari and the Yardtime team.
Probably had to pull your leg to get you to apply. Why? I would think that philanthropists, organizations, municipalities, DOC are reaching out to you to, Joey, nobody in this city that I ever saw can bring 800 people from across the city together from every set in this city and not one beef. You don't do that without being able to have an impact and be able to say, beefs, no numbers are down and all that. But my question here is the work supported?
Nah.
Away from your, okay. I know you support it.
I mean, no. It's not getting supported as we would like, as much as we would like. But at the end of the day, we're going to do what we got to do with whatever support we got. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody don't get the support that they deserve. We just get the support that we need. You know what I'm saying? The recognition comes, but it doesn't come with a check. Doesn't come with, financial stability, helping us provide things for other people. I mean, I would love for to get supported nationally and financially and helping these guys out. We need clinicians. I would love for a Black clinician to be a part of our men's group every week. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I can't say from 15 days now, but at the time I understood why we wasn't getting supported, because you got to remember, I was still fighting a murder case. So who's going to support someone that's still fighting a murder case? You know what I'm saying? And who's gonna put their word behind somebody that's still fighting for the rest of his life not to go back to prison? So they probably was hesitant on that note. I'm gonna give y'all a reason to get out of that. I'm just gonna help you get an excuse to get out of that. I didn't know he was fighting his murder case, so I didn't want to put my backing behind him. You know, that's my bipolar kicking in.
That ain't no bipolar. That's a little bit of shade and like right there. We're gonna get ready to wrap up because I know this brother has a drive to get home, but there's a couple of things, 2 more questions that I want to ask. In addition, is there anything in addition to Yardtime that you want to do? What else do you want to do?
I want to go speaking. I want to go talking, man. I mean, I got a story, man. This thing, man,
book.
I mean, I started my book, man, but that I can't do it, man, because it was so reflecting. It was so emotional. Like I said, I was starting it in jail. You don't shout out to the woman. I told you, man.
I see the excerpt.
I didn't know what I was coming out here to, and somebody told me, man, it's cell phones and keyboards, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I know cell phones because I had one.
Yeah, cell phones and keyboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a cell phone.
Wait. I thought you was talking about now. You had a cell phone in jail before the tablet?
I just told you. Yeah. But I mean, so when they said keyboards, I don't know how to type. I didn't know how to do none of that. So a female friend bought me a typewriter while I was in jail and said, type. And I said, what am I going to type? And she said, type your life story. And I started it. But in the process of typing my life story, I was reflecting on the guys that are no longer here. And it was weighing me down too much, so much that it was putting me in a depressive state of mind because they no longer was here, you know, and I was in jail, you know what I'm saying? So I stopped, you know what I'm saying? I stopped. But now being out here, you can talk in the microphone and that shit will read it. And I can do that.
So when can we expect it? 26, 27?
I don't know.
We need a date.
I don't know. Soon. Once we put something else, man, that we working on together, man, and once we shop this and do some things, man, with my guys, man, you know what I'm saying? We'll figure that out, man.
What's next for and somebody's in here, and you know I don't like saying this name, but she knows Jenny Williams.
Oh, that's my homegirl.
She's like, hi too.
That's one of my favorite white girls. That's what I used to tell her.
That's the only reason why, because that's the homie right there.
Yeah, Jen's one of my sisters, man. Jen been around us, man, for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sister. So, I said 2 more ago. We got a little bit of what next for you. All right. I'm going to ask.
Ben Krupp is next. He's up next. That's who's next. That's what we're going to leave that at. Because like I said before,
you messed me up because my last question was, it's a serious question. So what you said and the seriousness of it, it'll balance out. Out of everything that you've been through, do you feel you're owed anything? Not so much from anyone, a system. Do you feel that you're owed anything?
If I said no, they might use that. So yeah, I'm owed. Yes. If I said no, they might say, see, he said no, but yes, you owe me. Yes, you owe me. You owe me. You took a great portion of my life from me. I'm a basketball player. So you took the second quarter, you took the third quarter. My second quarter was my 20s. I went to jail 2 weeks before my 22nd birthday. You know, you took my 30s and you gave me 40s. You gave me 40s. You gave me 45, which means you gave me 5 minutes into my fourth quarter. And I'm going to fucking dribble the shit out this ball and make sure we go into overtime, double overtime, triple overtime, because I ain't going to stop. I'm going to keep applying pressure differently. I promise y'all that.
That's how we going to.
I'm going to dribble it, Chubbs, because I never could shoot.
Hey, hold on, man.
What? Well, you can't get in the
right here.
That one right there.
No, this one.
He can't get.
Oh,
turn it to him.
Oh, hold on. Go right there.
Right there. Go ahead.
This is my man, y'all. I've been with this guy since we've been 11, 12 years old, and I'm very impressed with the new guy that he's become. He's an inspiration to all of us. I give glory to God because we didn't think he was going to be here. I remember times where he would say to me, we need to make babies because we're going to die. I was like, what did you say?
Yeah.
Like, my first daughter is made because of him. He made me made her. I didn't even know how to hump or nothing.
Carlton!
I'm just saying, Joey Bennett niggas, right? Hello, y'all.
He's gonna get his own interview, but I just want him to say what up.
Him Incorporated started because of
yeah. He said, what you? I said, yeah, heavenly inspired and motivated. That's what that is.
That's where we at right now. So without him, we wouldn't be here, man. So salute to you too for all the wonderful work that you've done in 4 years. What is 5 years, yo? You've done more than niggas did in 30 years out here in 5 years, right? And now you got you said the fourth quarter, right? And I want to say this to you: the fourth quarter is the best quarter because it shows and proves what kind of person you are, defensively and offensively. So if you're a fourth quarter nigga, we're in the fourth quarter for the win.
You know it, push for the win.
Yardtime,
Yardtime.
I love y'all. Y'all know
yo, sit down, man.
What you saw right there is it, but I'm gonna be real with y'all because we didn't talk about violence. We didn't talk about a lot of stuff.
I mean, let me say this. Let me mention this real quick, man, because they should know this. Like, you know, that's one of my longest friends, man. And right now, both our neighborhoods are at war with each other. You know what I'm saying? And our friendship is not being wavered over that. You know what I'm saying? These are kids that are fighting and killing each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And me and his friendship is older than some of these kids. And it's sad that this is going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will say, oh, well, y'all should try to do this and y'all should try to do that. Like, I was once them kids, and these kids are a lot more dangerous than we were. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, they're going to have to take their bumps and bruises and go places that they never wanted to go to, man. And I, like, you know, it's sad, but, you know, I can't tell someone else's kid what not to do, man, when I only can focus on my own children, man. So with that being said, you know, salute.
We feel sorry for them kids, man, on both ends, but I mean, like he said, they have to grow through what they went through. You know what I mean? Like, and it's sad. I mean, because if we can pull it both together, that's why he said in due time, these politicians will be held accountable in their area. Right? Right? Soon to come. Watch out for it, baby. I'm telling you.
Did with the Joey the other night, did I not call you and tell you that I got a phone call and somebody was like, let me tell y'all something. I don't know if it was the election with the recognition of black men not being, you know, paid attention to, or the DNC and all that other stuff, but there's something coming around brothers and folks like you and Carlton, brother Mario, Darren, and others. I'm just waiting to see. Did we get everything?
Yeah,
covered?
We good.
We good?
Y'all feel like we good, right? I opened up a little bit more than I normally do, right? Right? I think I said a little more than I did in a lot of other interviews, right? Y'all seen some of my personality for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm free. I'm free of all restrictions. That's what I'm telling y'all.
Carlton,
like,
that was church right there.
Yeah,
he said, I'm free.
I'm free. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get a little bit of my personality, you know, and that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate you, Jimmy. I always told you that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do these interviews much, but I, you know, told you I was going to holler at you.
Yes,
man.
sir.
We was going to do it, man. All right. Salute. Java.
We're getting ready to go, everybody. No programming until Monday at 10 a.m. with the Youth Entrepreneurship Program, Boss Up. We're bringing in young people into the Java Cafe since they're off of school. So you all have your little credit cards and stuff ready so you can support these young people and entrepreneurs. Joey, I just want to give you the Nubian Square. So if y'all are found, I think this is Brother Wawa and them, but still, I see the word foundation. So Brother Wawa and y'all look out for him and
Wawa?
Yeah, the Yardtime.
Wawa. Look,
that's the
Wawa. I shout Wawa out. Yeah, Wawa was one of the first dudes that brought me into this space. Like, I shadowed him when he was working at Mission Safe. Like I said, I didn't have like really a lot of directions on what it was to do this type of stuff. And I shadowed him, you know what I'm saying, Jamani, and I got a good feel for it. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they were doing with the youth, you know, and they were dealing with the youth that I knew and stuff like that, you know, and that's when I had to just make the conscious decision to say, I'm going to focus on the guys that are coming home. I spent more time with those guys that are coming home than I have with these kids that are out here in the street.
I'll end with this and say that is needed, because you one interview was something you said that they do up to 21 and then like 24, and then there's nothing for the men, and that's what we need.
Right.
We need for the men in reentry. So, folks, we're going to go ahead and let you go. I will be back on Monday at 10 a.m. Governor tomorrow. Joey, is there
Yardtime?
Hold on. Wait. I gotta get you on screen. Is there any message or anything that you would like for me to deliver to Governor Maura Healey?
Yeah, just tell him, man, figure out how we can get this thing rectified, man. You know what I'm saying? I like things to happen. I like to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's just figure out how we can be supportive more in our community, support Yardtime, you know what I'm saying, and just invest in the community. I know y'all do have the SERP grant, so y'all are putting some money into the community, you know, and we're a recipient of that. So we will say thank you to that. And, you know, just continue to, you know, do what you have to do. And my little brother needs his record expunged because he's trying to get his firearms, and they won't allow him to get his firearms because he has the last name Bennett. So we still dealing with the racial injustices and the things of that nature. So, you know, I mean, but we're going to continue to fight. You know, and some other things I got going on in the works. Stay tuned. 2025 is going to be an explosive year. I'm going to be able to focus a lot more now that I got this case off my back.
Say it again. Say it.
I'm going to be able to focus a little more in 2025 now I got this case off my back. Like I said, you know, I just made a lot of dumb decisions, but I'm a very intelligent individual, man. And, you know, a lot of people always be like, well, I didn't know you was, how would you know that? You never wrote me. You never answered my phone call. You never came to visit me. So how would you even know any of my ideas? That's what my famous line is. So, you know, you're just going to have to stay tuned like everybody else.
With that being said, we'll see y'all on Monday at 10 a.m. here in the Java Cafe.
Yardtime.
Java with Jimmy on Yardtime. And which name of your program, Carlton?
Him Incorporated.
Him Incorporated. What him stands for?
Heavenly Inspired and Motivated.
Heavenly. Carlton about to be a preacher, y'all. All right, we'll see y'all on Monday at 10 o'clock.
That's all he
Peace,
do
y'all.
is preach to